What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and I always get asked about my firearms and my barrels. They see that on a lot of different firearms, I have different barrels. And what is the purpose? What's the point? What are they? What brands are they? And we're going to go over all that in this video because I think it's a good topic to touch on, right? First off, Glock OEM barrels, I just want to start off by saying, are perfectly fine. If you just bought a Glock, you do not need a new barrel. The only reason you would get a new barrel for a new Glock is two things. One, you want to do a color combination or spruce it up a little bit, give it a little look to it, right? Add a touch of some color to it because Glocks are pretty simple, pretty plain looking, and some would even say pretty darn ugly, right? So in terms of that, you would get a new barrel so you can make it look a little bit nicer, you know what I mean? Add some color with a stainless barrel, with a little design on the side, whatever the case may be. That would be the only reason. Other than that would be you have a 40, like this here. This is a Glock 27. And the 40 Smith & Wesson barrels from Glock, don't ask me why, are the only handgun barrels that Glock makes that have unsupported chambers. So typically, if you do see a Glock that blew up, it's because it was in 40 Smith & Wesson. Now, does that happen often? No. Typically, when people are shooting hand loads they made themselves, right? Your average defensive ammo plus P ammo, whatever the case may be, will not do that to a Glock. But for some reason, 10mm, 357 SIG, 45 GAP, 45 ACP, 9mm, and so on, all have supported chambers. But for 40 Smith & Wesson, they don't. I've been running this Glock 27 for years, and I've never had a single issue, and this has been my main carry Glock 27. Like I said, no problems with the barrel. But, like I said, changing it because of the unsupported chamber, as well as color. From there on, there's no reason to change. Sometimes you want to make a build, right? Here, I started off with a SC42 or 43 frame, and I just wanted to make a build. So what I do, I ordered a True Precision barrel to add some color to it because I don't have a barrel to start with. If you automatically throw a barrel in your Glock, you can do two things with it because you're going to lose money. You're going to pay $100 to $200 for a new barrel, and the other barrel you may never use. But you can sell that barrel for about $150 on eBay or keep it for backup. If you went to where I keep all my firearm parts, you would see about 40 Glock barrels up there. I love barrels. And what I do is I sit on eBay and I wait till they're a great price, or someone uploads a barrel and they don't know what it is. Let's say it's like a random friend got one, or, a wife is selling some of the, husband stuff, or whatever the case may be, and they upload a barrel for $60. I just bought an OEM Glock 26 barrel for $50, $60 after tax and shipping. Stuff like that. I bought a True Precision barrel a long time ago for $60 after shipping and everything. So when you see deals like that on eBay, jump on them. When they're brand new, jump on them. It's a great deal. So I got this True Precision barrel here, and I have a nice little build. And True Precision makes really good high-end barrels, and that's the biggest thing. Barrels are a huge part of reliability, so go to quality companies, which we'll touch on in this video. But True Precision makes a really nice barrel. Another reason for changing your barrel would be attachments. You want to add a comp. You want to add, a look to it, right? A muzzle brake, whatever. In this case, in this situation, it just has a cool look to it, plus a little bit of extra barrel length without all the extra mass of the slide and a larger handgun frame, right? So you're getting better velocity, better expansion out of hollow points and better accuracy with this setup right here. Plus, it looks pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of threaded barrels, but I can't even lie, this looks pretty awesome, and this is from Backup Tactical. That man's a beast. He puts tens of thousands of rounds through handguns every couple months. Like every month or two, there's another 10,000, 20,000. He tests his products to the max. Backup Tactical makes really good quality high-end barrels. So I go with them. And he doesn't spread himself thin and do 30 different models. He only does like 5 or 10 models. And that's across all brands, so it's barely any. But Glock 26 is one of them. So he makes a really good quality barrel by focusing and spending all his time on those barrels, right? So this looks cool, longer barrel, more accuracy, stuff like that. Now let's get into other barrels. Sometimes, like I said, right here, this would be to add a compensator on. This is from Backup Tactical as well. Obviously, I don't have it on straight right now. But this thing reduces recoil 50%. It's ridiculous. Look at that. And this is for the Gen 5 Glocks. It's a great, great barrel comp setup. Definitely worth the money. Now, let's go to this other stuff right here that you see, right? What is it, and why would we swap out for these barrels? Like I said, I have over 40 barrels sitting upstairs, not even including these, right? So one would be a compensated barrel. A barrel that you don't add an attachment to, but it's comped or ported, right? So that would look like this right here. Give me one second. Boom. Once again, it adds barrel length for accuracy, better hollow point expansion, better velocity, but at the same point, porting it, especially in a 40 Smith & Wesson, making it less snappy for better follow-up shots and more accuracy because you're not fighting the recoil. And that's from Spectre Supply. Absolutely great. Check that out. It is sweet and massive, massive comps. So that's one reason why you would do that barrel. Then, right here, that's a 40 Smith & Wesson, right? Pretty cool. But, sorry, I shouldn't have been using that guide rod. It's a Wolf guide rod, so it's a little more complicated. Then you got here, let me grab a different guide rod off the floor. Boom. Let's see what I got. There we go. Here's a stainless guide rod, just to show you guys. Because I don't want to deal with the Wolf guide rod, which is in pieces. It's not a captured guide rod, okay? Now here, same gun, different caliber. 357 SIG. So now I have a 357 SIG handgun, making this a Glock 33. Once again, longer barrel and all that good stuff, right? Now watch this. We're going to keep going. Check this out. Now, I just want a regular 357 SIG. I don't want porting. Here's a conversion barrel. It converts your 27 to a 357 SIG, giving you better ballistics and a little bit flatter shooting than a Glock 27, right? You have to just bear with me. Boom. Now we got a Lone Wolf 357 SIG barrel in there, and you can use the 40 barrels or 40 mags from Glock, but I typically like to stay with the designated Glock 33 mags. So that's where I like to go. I won't use a 40 mag if I'm carrying it, right? So check that out. Looks sweet. Adds a little character to it. Plus, it's a caliber change while keeping the same components across the board with your handgun. Now check this out. We're going to keep going. Right here, it's pricey, but worth it. If you are going to go with a conversion barrel and change it to 9mm, so we just had 357 SIG, you saw 40 Smith & Wesson, and boom. Now we have a 9mm, making it a Glock 26. So we just turned the Glock 27 into 3 different handguns. We had the 27 at first, which it is. Then we had the 33, which I showed you 2 barrels from, even a comped 33. And now we have a Glock 26 9mm. The only thing you have to change is the extractor and the ejector. After that, you are good to go. And it's going to run flawlessly. So check that out. Barstows are expensive, but here's the thing. Accuracy. Glock barrels are accurate, but if you compete or want to go just a little bit further to the best of your abilities, you can get a Barstow. And the reason why they're the best is they do have to be fitted by a gunsmith. It's not a whole lot of fitting. It's relatively minor, but that fitting, here, keeps that barrel locked. Look at, barely any wiggle. When you throw a regular Glock 27 barrel or 26 barrel in, it's going to have a lot of wiggle. Because of the fitting, the barrel barely wiggles. And every time it cycles, you now have a more accurate follow-up shot because it is not moving in the slightest. So even though it doesn't change it out like crazy or make it crazy accurate, it does help a little bit, right? Then here is a barrel from the Glock store. This was only $105 brand new. I got it on eBay, $105 brand new. Once again, supported chamber in 40. So this is a cheap way to get a little bit more accurate barrel than OEM, but on top of that, have that supported 40 Smith & Wesson chamber. And that's from the Glock store. Not the biggest fan of double diamond barrels, but for $105, it is worth it 100%. I have other double diamond barrels from the Glock store. No reliability issues whatsoever. Plus, it looks pretty dang clean. You can't even lie. That looks clean. That looks smooth. Gives it a real nice look to it. So price-wise, you save a lot of money with the double diamond barrels. Here's another one. Storm Lake. This is another conversion barrel. We are turning my Glock 27 into a 9mm Glock 26. Storm Lake makes some of the best barrels. They are shut down, actually. But you can find them online still for relatively cheap. And they run. This is my most used conversion barrel. It's been absolutely flawless. Absolutely flawless. It is a great barrel across the board. I've been running this for about 3 years now. I run it in another handgun, but absolutely great. I don't even think you guys have seen the 27 build that I run this in. Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime soon here. Then, right here is just another 9mm barrel. Some people, I can't put that in. That's a 27 frame, but it's stainless. This is an Alpha Shooting Sports barrel. Once again, if you're looking for more accuracy out of yours, this is a great way to go. It's reliable and accurate. And last but not least, my favorite barrel for 40 Smith & Wesson is either a Barstow or this right here, a KKM. The difference between Barstow and KKM is your KKM barrels come without any minor fitting needed. So this barrel is ready to just be dropped into your handgun. Take it to the range. Now, obviously, you want to test it. And with any new barrel, you need to test a couple hundred rounds, bare minimum. On top of that, what you need to do is break it in. Regardless of reliability, you need to break these barrels in. There is no break-in period or anything like that, but the handgun, you want it to mesh. The stock barrel, it's meshed with, right? You need to let these handguns rub in certain places, wear down a little bit, get a little bit of use into them so that everything is smooth as you go. The KKM barrels, sometimes they come and need a little bit of minor fitting, but that's because they make the tolerances so crazy for accuracy that sometimes even their drop-ins need a little bit of fitting. All my KKM barrels I ever got are as advertised, did not need any minor fitting. They look absolutely awesome. They're probably the most reliable, as well as Barstow. And like I said, you do not have to get them fitted by a gunsmith, which is a bonus. But that being said, that makes the Barstow barrels a little bit more accurate at distance. But KKM, great way to go. You'll see a lot of people, shooting instructors, people on YouTube that shoot a lot, giving instruction videos. Look at what barrel they're running. A lot of them have a Glock 19 or Glock 17, and they throw KKM in because of the longevity of this barrel. On top of that, just the reliability and accuracy. It helps them prove their accuracy because this does improve it just a tad bit, which is nice. Later down the line, the more your barrel is worn out, right, from more shots. So the KKM barrels I definitely recommend them. If you are going to go with a barrel, and it's for everyday carry, you better not go cheap. I'm telling you. Do not go cheap on it. It is not worth it whatsoever. You want to be running reliable barrels and reliable brands. Straight up. That's just how it is. Anyways, I'll show you this one more time. Then I'll let you get out of here. These Spectre supply barrels are about $150. Typically speaking, you're going to spend $150 on a barrel for a good one. Don't buy these $60 barrels. Don't buy these $80 barrels unless they're good quality brands for cheap. Don't buy off brands. Hooper Gunworks makes a good barrel, but it's not going to be your most accurate. Tip, honestly, buy once, you cry once. Buy a barrel that's worth the money. Spend the money, spend the extra $50 to $100, and get something that's going to run the rest of your life. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.